Nithyanandam, with the auspicious grace and blessings of my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda Swami, I welcome you to this video today, where I introduce this concept of, or this way of living called victimhood, as Swamiji describes it, and a way out of it. Now, often in life, when we're faced with life, there's good things and there's bad things. Some things go according to our expectations and fulfill our desires. But many times, it's nowhere near. In fact, we end up in sadness, we end up in depression, we end up in shock, end up in anger, confusion, and as a result of all of this, we end up in just suffering. Now we have two main options. One is we put the responsibility on those around us, or we put the responsibility on society for putting us into the suffering. We blame our family members, we blame our co-workers, we blame our friends for not meeting our expectations, not loving us the way we want to be loved, not giving us a support the way we want to be supported. And this goes on. It's not just a one-time occurrence in our life. It's a common theme. So if you're constantly doing this, what does that make you? A victim. You radiate the presence of a victim of life, a victim of he said this, she said that, they did this is happening to me, this always happens to me. And it can go on like this. And you may think, no, I don't like to be a victim. But if you really, really look in, if you're harboring any cognitions that other people are responsible for your suffering, then you're putting yourself into a powerless state where life is happening to you and you are not participating. You are not taking charge of your life. I'm not saying everything goes according to plan and you don't have to respond. But responding to life from the space of powerfulness, from the space of completion, will give totally different results as opposed to the response of, it's not my fault. The world is against me. And because we have this cognition, since there's a general sympathy for victims, true victims of some crime, for example, this idea that we are a victim of life, we tend to self-sympathize, and we expect sympathy from others, and we get it from others. You go talk to your friends, you tell about what happened with your boyfriend or your husband or your parents, and they give you support, quote-unquote support. They give you consolation, saying it's okay, they're bad people, or maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. But if that consolation makes you feel good, it's very dangerous because it is not supporting your actual transformation. It's not giving you the actual solution to come out of your problem, which is this cognition you have about life that you are a victim of life. And this is what Swamiji calls consolation. When we experience that consolation from others, it makes us feel good. It makes us feel okay for the moment. But then what happens? Life continues on. And then you're in the same situation. Maybe there's different characters. Maybe there's a different scene, different location. But that feeling inside that life is doing wrong to me. I'm not lucky in life. My life is hard. My life is difficult. Always bad things are happening. Then again, this victimhood mentality is just manifesting. This powerlessness is just manifesting. But there's a second option. the option to look in. What does looking in mean? Going to the source of your thoughts, of your cognitions. Why am I the way I am? Why do I keep getting into these types of situations? Why am I unhappy? Our Hindu scriptures tell us that your eternal bliss, Nithyananda, that is your true state. So why am I not there? If you believe that's the true state, and deep down most of us believe that, then you should question, why are you not there? So that looking in, we sometimes have a lot of hesitation, because when we look in, we may find some dirt, we may find some things that we're not proud of, or things we don't want to face, pain we don't want to look at. It's just like if a garage has been closed down for years, not kept, and there could be creatures roaming around inside, it'll be dirty, there may be places where you can trip and fall, and it's pitch dark. But when you turn on the light, you have to see all these things. But that pure awareness, that looking in process, simply melts down all of these incompletions. And this is what Swamiji calls the science of completion. It's not just a simple reliving process. It's reliving to relieve. And because we naturally have hesitation to look in, those who actually do the completion process, do completion, Swamiji calls they are the courageous ones. Because they're facing their so-called darkest demons, they're facing their fears, they're facing their anxiety without any medication, without any doctors, or without any illegal drugs, or without any prescription drugs. They're looking at the problem. Come what may, they're looking in. So it does take a kind of courage to do that. To look in and just obliterate whatever is blocking, wherever you're stuck. Because when you do the science of completion, you start to understand that these incompletions are not you. They're something that you picked up over time and you made them a part of you. But it's just that cognition that you think they're a part of you. They're actually not you. We are only pure consciousness. We are Sadashiva. So how can there be any space for incompletion? How can there be space for any suffering? So the suffering is there because we allow it to be there. With our silent permission, the suffering is with us. So with our permission, we take up the role of victimhood. So it comes down to a simple choice. Life is what you put your attention on. That's what Swamiji teaches. So we have so many thoughts. And there's no such thing as a good thought, bad thought, moral thought, immoral thought, or I shouldn't be thinking this, these are dirty thoughts, or these are great thoughts, I'm so intelligent. All these things, at the end of the day, they're all just thoughts. No one thought is better than the other thought. So then what is life? Life is what you put your attention on, the importance and energy you give to your thoughts. And you have a choice. You can give importance to the powerless thoughts, or you can give importance to the thoughts that come from the space of powerfulness, powerful cognitions. It's a simple decision. Once you understand you have the power to make that decision, you will see a shift. And to understand what the thoughts are, you need the completion process to help guide you to see what's really happening inside, because there may be layers and layers of confusion, incompletions that have piled up over the years. But the completion process allows you just to slice through and drop what's not you and put a distance between you and those incompletions. When you start to realize that's an incompletion, yes, it's something I cognized when I was young, but I don't need to be like that anymore. So that's the power of completion. That's the power of being courageous to look inside and do the completion process. The choice is ours. The choice is yours. So knowing both paths seems like a very logical choice, but you have to take the first step. So you think, how can I take the first step? Well, if you are really interested in just knowing yourself inside and out and just dropping these incompletions, then the Inner Awakening program taught by Swamiji is for you. It's a 23-day, used to be a 21-day. 23-day yoga, meditation, power manifestation retreat, which is taught directly by Swamiji. And the whole premise is to raise your consciousness. So the completion process is taught there, experience there. Power manifestation initiations happen, and you literally start manifesting powers, which also gives you the courage to just drop your incompletions. So the whole structure, the whole purpose of the program is for us to go beyond our incompletions and experience our highest potential. So by giving yourself those 23 days, stopping your other parts of life and focusing on yourself, you're literally investing in yourself. 23 days is not a lot when you compare it to a lifetime of being a victim. A lifetime of wrong cognitions, wrong understandings, wrong ideas being put in you, and those wrong cognitions and understandings leading to a mess in life. Not living the life you want. Not having the experiences you want in life. So 23 days is actually very less time. For the results you get, it is nothing. And it's a blast. The Inner Awakening program is fun, dynamic. Being in Swamiji's breathing space will literally transform you. So I just encourage you to see where you are in life. Are you happy with where you're at? If you're completely blissful, you're already enlightened, then you don't need these things, right? Most of us are not there. If we all are being honest with ourselves, we're not where we want to be. So, if you really want to make a change, attend the Inner Awakening program. And before you attend, I'll also share Swamiji's Science of Completion videos. I have a playlist. I'll share it in the description and in this video. Check it out. Do the completion process. Have the courage to look in. And you can know that Swamiji is with you when you're looking in. You're not alone. So if you have any questions about the completion process or about Inner Awakening, please message me. And thank you for allowing me to share about the power of completion. And hopefully it's inspired you to take up the completion process and get the results you want in life. So thank you so much, and Nithyanandam.